So congratulations on your win. Now you had you coming off a three-fight losing streak, unfortunately for you. And how do you feel about the UFC having enough faith in you, and also allowing you to come back in a different weight class to come back and put on the performance you did tonight?
Well, I feel great, that they definitely put that faith in me, that that I'm always going to do better, because in previous fights I did show that I'm always exciting. I try to leave it all out there, and it's just unfortunate how the other fights went. And really, it was totally on me, man. Those fights that I lost, I was taking it too seriously, man. Like it was. I don't think any of those fights that I lost, I was ever smiling. I was serious. I was so focused on trying to get the win because I haven't lost in a while, and I just wanted to keep that streak going. So all that pressure of just wanting to try and win again really got to me. And for this fight, I really didn't care whether I won or lost. I said I'm just gonna go out there and do what I love. I mean, I wanted to do this. Why am I gonna be serious about it? So let's just get out there and have some fun, and it really worked out for me.
And the rehydration, was that a factor as far as moving up to featherweight?
Oh no, I just cut like 5 pounds for this fight. I feel great at featherweight. It's natural for me. For a while I could cut 35, but after I grew a little bit, it just became nearly impossible. I mean, I was destroying my body just trying to get down to 35. So I said, forget it. I'll fight at a higher weight class, and I'm always used to being the faster guy, and because these guys are fast at 35, and they can really place their punches in and a lot harder. I feel like I'm getting hit not as hard at 45 than I am at 35, just because I'm more planted at 35, where I can move off and take these glancing blows, and I definitely feel a lot more healthier, so as long as I feel good, I'm going to perform good, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as, like you said, you have a cool look. A lot of people, I think, appreciate the fact that you have a positive attitude. I mean, do you think that's sort of the thing that can launch you ahead of other people in your weight class as far as your recognition factor, in addition to your fighting skills?
Well, definitely. I'm a memorable character. Some people use the word immortal. Like I'm just a face that's there. That you can recognize, and not only that, I think what really helps me, get along with people, and people like to watch me go at it, is that I'm a very approachable guy. I'm not like a regular fighter, who looks intimidating. Oh, I don't want to approach him. Maybe he might punch me in the face. I look like any regular old Joe. Especially if I have like loose-fitting clothes on. I don't look. I'm unassuming completely. I don't look threatening whatsoever. So I think in being more of a relatable character, helps me get more fans, and people, and I guess enjoy me in that sense, because they're like, oh man, here's a guy that looks not similar to me. I can probably get out there and do something like that. And also, I'm a character, so I don't go out there as the same generic fighter. I'm my own individual. I try not to be anybody else or a second-rate version of everybody else. I just try to be myself, and it's the most that I can ask for.
And then for tonight's fight, were you expecting to get that phone call one more time to fight for the UFC? And after or leading up to the fight, I mean, especially like you talked about having a relaxed performance, how were you able to manage your stress level?
Well, not cutting weight helped a lot. But at the end of the day, it was just some soul searching, I do a lot of meditation, a lot of introverted thinking. I try to go deep into myself so I can find myself sometimes. And when I looked into myself, I started to remember who I was and not who I became. And remembering who I was a person that just enjoyed doing it, and I wanted to get back there again. And so this whole camp was just me trying to get back to that creativeness, trying to get back to that individuality, trying to get back to that shine, just get out there and be yourself. So that's what helped me out a lot. I started to see myself as a little kid again.
Talk a little bit about that mental strain, not to keep going back to the weight cut thing, but how much did that kind of mentally vex you to be having that struggle to make that weight?
Well, you got to think about it. If you're hungry the whole time and you're thinking about food the whole time, your body hurts and you might pass out sometimes. You're not thinking about the fight whatsoever. You're not training. You're just focusing on getting the weight off. This whole camp, without cutting weight, I was able to just train. Not trying to. All I focused was on training, my techniques, and what I was going to do out there, trying to be myself out there rather than trying to get some weight off. There was no other outside thinking other than this match, other than this art that you call martial arts. There was nothing else outside of that. It was just me and him. That's it.
So with the IV ban, do you kind of think that this might be good for fighters in the sense that they're going to need to fight up that weight class and maybe fight where they should be fighting instead of just depleting their body to the point that it's just dangerous?
Oh, hell yeah, it's going to be a lot better. And when you think about it again, I say this all the time, if none of us cut weight, we'd be still fighting the same people, just at higher weight classes. So it really doesn't make a difference. It just became some weird tradition, some cult tradition that we're all going to kill ourselves before we get into the fight, and then now we're in the fight angry at somebody we never even met. I can't be mad at you. I'm sorry. I'm going to beat you. I want to win. I'm going to take it from you, but at the same time, I don't know you. I respect you, but I'm going to try and win. That's all. It's a sport, At the end of the day, it's not necessarily real fighting. It's a sport.
What are your thoughts on maybe bringing weight classes closer together if they're only 5 pounds apart instead of 10 or 15?
That will make for... Oh man, that would be weird. I can't really tell you what that would be like. I've been used to doing it for so long like this. It'll definitely make the weight classes easier to go through. There'll be less people in every weight class, so there'll be less competition. Like for some, like 35, 45s are stacked weight classes. Those weight classes have like a deep end of people that you have to run through before you even get a chance at something great. So it could make it for more challenging as well as unpredictable fights, I guess.
But do you think it's something that would deter people from maybe making huge weight cuts?
Yeah, definitely. More weight classes, people can find a weight that's more natural to them and fight at that weight class.
Do you think this is your natural weight class?
Yeah, for sure. If I only got to cut 5 pounds, that's just water weight. I just got to sweat a little bit in the gym and that's it. I'm good.
Do you find a fight like this, it's really a dangerous cat and mouse because you zoom in, he zooms in, and someone accidentally throws a punch at the right time. So are those fights scarier because you're in there and you're like, okay, I got to make this move or else I can't bait him into coming, but if I walk into an elbow. So is it scarier for you to have that, all right, my fast reflexes really need to be fast on this
As in a fast-paced stand-up
battle? Like you're going in, he's going in, and it's a cat and mouse.
For me, that's where I glow, man. That's where I'm at home. I feel so comfortable there. I trust in my reaction time. I trust in my reflexes. So when I'm there, I feel naturally at home. I like to play that cat and mouse game. That is the game that I put people in. I'm the one who forces you to play that cat and mouse game with me. The game that I hate to play is the grindy game and whatnot. I mean, I've learned to embrace it ever since I moved to the lab and we started building up and filling in those holes that I was lacking, as such as like ground game wrestling and cage dominance. But other than that, I love that cat and mouse game. That's totally where I'm at.
Have you ever, because when I see you smile and you're relaxing like that's wonderful. Have you ever asked other fighters or sparring partners how it affects them? Because I watch and I'm like, the balls on this guy. Do you ever, when they throw their hardest punch, and you smile at them, have you ever asked them like, hey, how'd that feel? Or how do you think it makes them feel?
Well, I definitely know how it makes them feel because I do ask people. They think that I'm mocking them, that I'm, like being a dick, and for lack of a better term, but really, I'm smiling because I'm really enjoying myself, And when I'm really enjoying myself, I'm 100% there at the fight, Like, for instance, if you ever played a sport and you're not really into it, you're not aware of it, and then you just hate it, and then you're angry for no reason, and you miss a whole lot of, plays and whatnot, you miss a lot of techniques. But when you're actually enjoying yourself, you're kind of like in that moment. It's like a streamline that you're just riding and coasting on. So I do know how it makes people feel. And I had to get over that, because I didn't want to be the person that people just disliked because they thought I was mocking them. I had to get over that. If that's the way you feel, then I'm sorry. I can't help the way you feel. Feel that way if you want, but I'm doing this, and I know why I'm doing this, and it has nothing to do with whatever you're thinking about, so fuck you.
Jordan stuck his tongue out, that happens. How about when you've moved different gyms, you were in New York with Enzo, you had Kira, you've done all these things. How do you know when you find a good home? When you're like, this works for me? Because everywhere you go, you want to stay positive and say, oh, this is a good gym. How do you actually know, like, this is where I should be?
Well, I've been to a lot of gyms, and I love bouncing around gyms just because there's so many different techniques to learn, so many different people to meet, and so many ways of doing the same thing, which is the beauty of any type of art form. But when I know that I found a good place is when you have that family-orientated feeling, where I'm here for you, and no matter whatever's going on, you're going to be there for me. in that sense, and I know that's true. A lot of different gyms, they're very business-like. I'm coming here to work. I'm all about me, and you got a lot of, testosterone, just flowing around the room, and in a bad way, false machismo, so to speak. But when I like the gym at the lab, it's just everybody's there for each other, and nobody takes a day off, and also I think what's the biggest part of that is the work ethic. No matter if I win a fight or lose a fight, I'm back at the gym the next day, because this is not a sport that I want to play. Like the whole picture of it. I mean, the UFC is a sport, but it's not a sport I play. This is a lifestyle that I live. And if I don't do it one day, I'm gonna feel awkward. I'm gonna feel weird. And not only that, if you were there for me in my camp, in my training sessions, I will feel ashamed if I wasn't there for you. And people that have that like-minded way of thinking are the people that I want to be around. That we're here to help each other. If I help you and you help me, there'll be nobody left without help, right?
Do you have any unfinished business or anybody in your radar right now?
No, not really. No, I'm just taking one fight at a time, get in there and just enjoy myself.
No, nothing on the bucket list. Locations, types of opponents. I mean, right?
Types of opponent? I can't say, man. I'm one of those guys that's at home gardening and playing guitar and doing other stuff. I don't even watch this stuff. I don't even watch fighting. I don't know 90% of the fighters that fight in the UFC. And I guess I should, but I'm not about that. I don't watch sports. I hate sports. I hate watching. I just hate TV, period, So I really can't tell you if there was a person, I didn't watch him enough to know if I wanted to fight him or not. So I can't tell you that.